Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. We are joined today by our founders, Peter and Julie. Looking forward for y'all to meet them, introduce yourself. But really, the purpose of today, as always, hey Tim, thank you for turning on your camera, sir. Nathan, if you don't mind turning on your camera as well, that'd be great. Good opportunity today to meet our founders, get some of your last minute questions answered. Because for most of you who are here today, this is what we call our private session, our virtual meet and greet. Call it what you want, but bottom line, an opportunity to again hear directly from really the people that put all this together. In real estate, there's so many ways you can make money. There's so many different vehicles you can try to do this or do that. But we have a unique way here at Partner Driven to help people from everyday walks of life to get into real estate without having to use your credit, your capital, and having the experience of someone who's done over 4,000 deals in our founders, Peter and Julie. So get ready, get your questions answered. Please turn on your camera if you haven't done so already. Matter of fact, Tim, and who's that beside you there, Tim?
We're in it together. I just didn't log in on my own.
That's okay. That's okay. And your name?
Nicole.
Nicole, glad you guys are here.
Thank you.
We keep these small, intimate. I'd love to get a quick background, kind of where you guys are from, what you guys are looking to do, what you guys are excited about here.
Yeah, we're from Denver, Colorado,
Nice.
and we've always had interest in getting into real estate. And for us, 2026 was kind of the year we decided to really take that leap forward. And I think Julie, we saw a Facebook message in one of the Facebook groups that we're on, and so wanted to kind of get more information and talk through it with you.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought up Julie because I do have Julie here. Typically, I have one of the founders here with us, but today, very special treat to have both of them on here. Now, Julie, for those of you who may not know, has respectively done over 1,700 deals herself, and is really the heartbeat of the organization here, helping folks out on the rehab side. And of course, I have our principal founder, Peter, as well. But Julie, thank you for joining the call. Like
Yes,
Tim,
glad to be here.
yeah, absolutely,
Nicole and
absolutely.
Tim.
Hi.
Hi.
So you guys saw.
I have to comment, Jeff, that's on here. His profile picture is like one of my favorite ones I've ever seen. Like I was like, I want to be this dude's friend, like regardless, just because of that photo.
You look like a movie actor with that kind of a pose. I
The
felt
cool
the same
pose. I was
thing.
like, I want to be this dude's friend, just in general.
Really, friendship offered and accepted.
Yeah.
and accepted. Well, hey, folks, again, thanks for joining us here today live. Really, the purpose of today, get some questions answered, get to know our founders, and also for us to get to know you. So, Julie, Peter, I'll pass it off to you guys. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. I know you're helping our partners every day do deals, but today we have a unique opportunity to speak to our next wave of potential partners. So I'll turn it over to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't want to like drag these out. A lot of you've already heard about what we do. So my main goal here is to kind of just answer any questions that you might have. Be able to kind of lay things out for you. And that's what I'm here for. So the best thing to do is let's just start talking, right? Um, so the way to do that, I believe, is to raise your Zoom hand and we'll bring you on. So it could be any questions about our processes, anything you got. One thing you'll know about us is we're kind of an open book, right? But we are looking for fabulous partners, and we're coming off of and then I'll even say this for Peter, one of the best weeks we've had on the closing side in a long time. I mean, I think we've got 1 to 2 closings on the actual make money side of things this week, per day. So as you know, we buy and sell houses, right? So you got to buy them to sell them. I'm always excited whenever we sell them, and you've got 1 or 2 of those closing a day. That's great.
Did we lose Julie?
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Sorry guys. My life is just I got a new 4-month-old German Shepherd puppy, and he is a nightmare. And he only wants to act up when I get on when I get on a Zoom call. But well, since we talked first, Nicole, Tim, what y'all got?
We just kind of want to listen for a minute. I don't know if we have anything right off the bat, but I'm
Okay.
sure we'll come up with something.
Okay, gotcha. Anybody else? Nathan?
Does just to take a stab at this, does everybody understand what we do here? There's three. Let me just kind of take a second, explain in the shortest possible way what we do here. Kind of summarize it from my side, Julie's side, and hopefully that'll get, maybe some questions and all this. When these guys asked me to be on here today, it was kind of like, hey, these guys are ready to get going, but everybody's got a couple questions for you. So, but really, what we do could be broken up into three parts, three main parts. Now, before we get into those three main parts, I'll tell you what I'm most proud about. When we started this many years ago, partnering with people. And by the way, as we sit here today, I've done over 4,000 deals. And so I don't say that in a show offish way. I just tell you that I'm pretty good, really, really good at doing real estate deals. What makes someone like myself so unique is that 100% of my deals are with individuals just like you guys across the United States. I don't do my own deals. We don't do our own deals. We don't chase deals. We don't do our own marketing. We invest our time, our money, our energy, our infrastructure into helping you guys. Really, in essence, what we help you with is find deals. And then we partner with you and we do deals. And so the three major parts of what we do is this. The first one is where all of this started. And the first one is really what took us years to create. And many years ago, when we started, came to this conclusion that this model will never work if all we did was just one thing. Like if all we did was just give money, if all we did was just coach, if all we did was just support, if all we did was just fix, that in of itself was not enough. So really what happened in the first several years of us partnering with people, we went on this big journey and we start realizing the only way this could become ever successful is we had to take on the overwhelming majority part of the deal unto ourselves. So where we are now is now when we're partnering, and by the way, we got deals going on with all 50 states, every single major city, just about every single second and third tier city that everybody here has heard of, and deals going on in cities that forget you guys never been to, you probably don't even know the names of. And so we have infrastructure at this point for our partners that literally spans across the United States. And again, the most proud thing that I am at this point is just to let you know more partners doing more deals in more quantities than ever before. But to go back to what I was saying, how we got to this thing is many years ago we realized the only way to do this is we had to take the task of doing deals in essence for our partners. It sounds weird, but that's really what we do. We do 90 to 95% of the deal for our partners. The reason we came to that conclusion many, many years ago is that we just, you just have to do is look at this landscape of real estate. Millions of people in it, right? No one's really making money. Hate to say this, right? You guys know this. You guys ever been in a seminar? Talk to the person to the left, talk to the person to the right of you. And it's like everyone's there, everyone's excited, everyone's clapping. No one makes money. Reality is, and nobody's going to talk to you about it the way we talk about it because we have the answer for this. But the reality of this, when you look at the statistics of real estate, less than 1% of people ever gain even traction on a deal. Forget crushing it. I'm talking about even gaining traction on a single deal because this business has so many moving pieces and parts. And individuals getting in this business have literally no concept what they're getting into. Like no concept. You kind of think, oh, okay, I got to find a deal, then we'll do something to the deal, then we'll fix it or sell it, make a bunch of money. BS. And there's about 60,000 other pieces that need to go into every single deal. So for the initial several years, how we ramped this whole thing up is we basically took 90 to 95% of the deal away from our partner and said, listen, we'll take the responsibility for it. Like, we'll teach you, we'll train you, we'll support you, we'll underwrite the deal. We will have systems in place that'll show you how to drop a price from a deal 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. We'll have a national operation to close all your deals all over the United States. We will fund the deal 100%. There's nothing, not even a penny of anything that our partners have ever put in. We will even take it beyond that. We'll assume all the liability. If something ever goes wrong, it's on us. We'll fly a construction team in if we need to and get your deals fixed. We have the back end infrastructure to, let's say, sell these deals if we're going to sell them off. So that right there is about 95% of the deal. And so that is really what was the first several years of us partnering with people. We put all that together. And it was unbelievable. It was just incredible. When people started realizing, like, holy crap, these guys do that much for me. And I could tag along through the whole process and experience it. And I could become a savvy investor. And I don't got to put any money into the deal. And I don't have to assume any of the risk. And I don't have to worry about construction. And I don't have to have the knowledge to do this. Really, everything took off. And it got us to a very elite level. To the level where there's no one else in the country that does what we do. I tell people every day, find one other organization that does this. Doesn't exist. By the way, as a side note to that, I predict in the next 4 to 5 years, everybody will do this. Like, there will be no one in 4 to 5 years from now, I predict nobody will get in this business and even have an inkling like, maybe I should do this by myself. It's like today, wanting to communicate with somebody and saying, let's see, I got a cell phone here and I got a piece of paper and a letter here. Yeah, I got to communicate to Bob. I'll just write him a letter and send it in the mail, right? Then even it's laughable, but this is the direction we're taking this whole industry into. When you could take an industry that's got a less than 1% success rate and elevate it into the 60, 70, 80%, it's unheard of. So that's how we got to that point. But remember, I said there's 3 parts to what we do. That is really what we're known for, the partnership and all this. But the other 2 pieces are just as relevant and just as important. And I would say they are just as responsible to provide as the success that our partners are having. Here's the second piece. Even with all of that in mind that I just explained, us taking the burden of off of you, executing the deal 95%, all that kind of stuff. You got to be asking yourself this question. Well, how hard is it to find one of these things? I mean, I'm glad they're going to execute 90 to 95% of it, but can I find it? Can I look for it and all this? And for the first several years, how we did that, or let me take a step back. When it comes to finding deals, there's what is known as a bullseye in real estate. Some people call it a buy box. You hear this all the time, like in, guru stuff. What's the buy box? What's the buy box? Buy box is actually a very limiting thing in real estate investing. Every technique and strategy comes with its own buy box. Like if you want to buy, fix, and sell, you got a buy box. If you want to do creative, you got a buy box. If you want to do lease options, you got a buy box. If you want to own rentals, you got a buy box. And so your strategy has to match up with the buy box. And what happens in real estate when people try to execute this thing, they realize, wow, that's hard to do. That's like putting a needle in what's the saying? Put a needle in, that's not the saying.
Find a needle in a haystack.
Find a needle in a haystack. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's like finding a needle in a haystack. But that is a very limiting thing, not just for people trying to do this. That is a limiting thing for everybody. If you take some of the savviest real estate investors and you ask them, what are the issues you're having? It's that same issue, maybe at a higher level, but it's very difficult to do. And so many years ago, I saw that as a huge problem. I saw that as a huge problem, not just for an industry. I saw that as a huge problem for our partners. And so how I have been able to overcome that, and this is the second part of what we do that makes this so incredible, how we've been able to overcome that is you got a strategy, you got to buy bucks. You got a strategy, you got to buy bucks. So we started doing many years ago is we started stacking them on top of each other. We said we are not going to just do fix and flips with a buy box. We are not just going to do subject to with a buy box. We are not just going to do a creative strategy with a buy box. We are not just going to do a wholesale or hotel or pre-marketing or pre-listing or an as-is flip, all these strategies. We're going to do them all. And when you do all of them, what you do all of them is you overcome one of the biggest challenges investors face. It doesn't matter what level they are. And that is the ability to find a deal. Because your buy box then goes from like here, like this is my buy box, here's my strategy here. I gotta mix, I gotta put that in. Our buy box is literally the biggest one in the United States right now. Because we have about 11 of these stacked into each other. We do fix and flips, we do wholesale, we do hotel, we do pre-marketing, we do as is, we do pre-listing, we do subject twos, we do owner finance, we do lease options. Then the goal was like, okay, how do we even go beyond that? Well, let's start doing different types of real estate. So we do houses, we do mobile homes, we do modular homes, we do land and all this. And when you look at the whole schematic of how this has been designed, it has been designed with the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. Not only do we do more for people we partner than anyone else will do for you, but we give you the biggest buy box. In layman's terms, the other way of saying this, the ease of use with us goes from, wow, this is darn hard. And it is hard, no question. But what we do is we take that darn hard and we simplify, we simplify, we simplify, we simplify. So right now, about 50% of the time, 50% of the time when you're sitting in front of a seller, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter if they're in California, in Michigan. It doesn't matter if they own a gorgeous, beautiful, let's say, house or a dumpy piece of crap. It doesn't matter if they're in a perfect school zone or they're in a disaster school zone. It doesn't matter if they're a 4-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. It doesn't matter if they're uber motivated and they got to sell tomorrow or if they're not really too motivated at all. None of that matters. When you're sitting up, because of how we've been able to design this, when you're sitting in front of about 50% of the sellers, there is a buy box. There is a strategy that'll fit into their world. Now, what I'm doing right now is by the end of the year, 26, I'm going to add several more buy boxes on here. Going to add about another 5 or 6 buy boxes. Because what I want to get this is I want to get this to the point that my partners have the ability to sit. What I'm going to say now is going to, for those of you that have ever done real estate, you're going to be like, well, that's BS. Well, it ain't BS. But by end of 26, you'll be able to sit in front of 9 out of 10 people. I don't care who or what, motivated, unmotivated, and actually do a deal with them. Now, this is why I tell you what I just told you a couple minutes ago. We're not only doing amazing things for our partners, we're doing amazing things for our industry. We're taking an extremely complicated industry, but an industry that attracts millions of people because they see this as their chance, their opportunity. And we're taking that industry that has, unfortunately, on the back end, an abysmal success rate, and we're literally flipping it upside down. So that's the second. First thing is we do 90-95% of the deal. Second thing, we have the easiest opportunities to find deals because we've stacked buy boxes on top of it. The third thing I'm doing, which is really what I'm very, very passionate about and excited, and that is this. Even on top of all of these things, you still have to identify a seller. I know that sounds weird. It's kind of like, well, no brainer. But if you're trying to do it, it's not always that easy, right? Like, hey, I got 11 buy boxes. I got a partner that'll give me all the money. Here I am. And it's like, well, why isn't anybody running to me? Well, because nobody really knows who the hell you are, and nobody really gives a crap who the hell you are, right? So this is the third thing I'm doing. I have always bought into this philosophy in this business. Now, remember, I've done 4,000 deals. So I'm not just giving you hypotheticals here and kind of like, I mean, I've proven all this over and over. But I always knew that real estate does not have to be a reach out kind of a business. This does not have to be a here, look at me, I'm amazing. I got this incredible partner. I got all these buy boxes, come see me. It doesn't work like that. But I've always known real estate doesn't have to be built this way. Real estate could be built in such a way that if you know how to set it up correctly, that deals start coming to you. They literally start coming to you. So now you got a partner that does 90 to 95% the work, only takes 50% of the profit. Pretty darn good relationship. You got a buy box that's the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. And you have systems in place that actually bring deals to you. These are the three pieces that makes us so powerful. This is why that we're having people, that partner with us, buy airplanes, buy land, buy retire, quit corporate jobs, achieve their dreams, achieve their goals. It's through the roof what is taking place. But it's because I feel very strongly that what we have done is we have literally cracked the code in this business. We've cracked the code. I'll finish and by the way, for those of you that have questions, I appreciate you raising hand. That's what I like you guys to do, because then I'm done in 2 minutes. But if you have a question, if you don't mind, just raise your Zoom hand and we're going to cover it, because I want to know who you are. I want to have a chance to talk to you. I got my business partner on here tonight or today. And so this is a good chance for you guys to get to, know us for a minute also and all that. But this is why when initially started this many years ago, people laughed. Like the gurus of this business laughed. They said, you can't make this work. They said, Pete, how can you possibly partner with people you don't really know in areas you'll never go to, in houses you'll never feel and touch, and provide them unlimited money to do as many deals as they want? They said that's an unworkable model. You can't do that. These are unsophisticated investors. These are cities that aren't on the map. These are houses that might be falling apart. This is an unworkable model. This is what they told me when we started this many years ago. And look at us now. And so as I've added as these new pieces come and play, biggest buy box in the United States, the ability to be in a position where deals come to you, these same gurus, so-called industry experts, are saying again. They said that, no, Pete, this is not going to work. You can't have deals coming to people. You can't have you can't have 11 buy boxes. That's too complicated. That doesn't work. Everyone gets confused. Nobody's confused. Nobody's confused because our instructions are given in such a way that everybody beautifully and brilliantly understands everything. And this is why I tell you guys, in the next, I'm confident, next 3, 4, 5 years, there will be no more single mavericks out there. Kind of like, okay, I want to be in real estate, so I guess I've got to piecemeal it together. Because that'll be just as stupid as if you got to talk to the guy in a different state, you sit down and write a letter instead of picking up a phone. Doesn't make any sense. Well, that's where this business is heading. I am excited about that because people tell me, you mean so everyone's going to emulate this? Yeah, they're already emulating us. They're already trying it. They're talking about it. Listen to some of these gurus are already using our terminology. I'll partner with you. I'll fund your deal. By the way, they don't. But they know it's a good gimmicky way to attract people. So it's already happening. I actually am excited about that because I encourage competition in what I do. I always want to be the first one to do it because when you're the first one to do it, you automatically win. You have no one to compete against. But ultimately, if you want to elevate, you got to have a team around you. Not an internal team, an external team, because an external team makes you more powerful. An external team, believe it or not, is your competition. So I'm actually encouraged that these gurus are now understanding that this is the way to do it, because there'll be some big heavyweights that'll ultimately, I predict in the next couple of years, if not sooner, will get in this thing, and they'll actually make us better. They'll make us better because I'll be able to look at them and say, wow, even though I've been doing this longer and we have more success than they do, look at this thing they're doing. So that's really how industries ultimately grow when others get into it. So I'm excited about it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be helping some of them. I'm going to help them because I know by helping what in essence is my competition, I'm in essence helping myself and my partners. It gives us the ability to stay ahead of the curve. So that's the model. What we're looking for is we're looking for people that are coachable. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the room. As a matter of fact, it's possible that I'm the dumbest one here today. I'm the guy that barely finished college, couldn't even get a job. Couldn't even, forget getting a job. I couldn't even get an interview when I came out of school. Like nobody even wanted to interview me. Forget, I couldn't even. I'm that guy, not the most intelligent guy, but I'm the best at what I do at this real estate. I'm the best. There's just no one else. And so is the team, and so is the Julies, and so is the team that we bring to the table. So you got to be coachable. If you're going to do this with us and you want to partner with us, you got to do it our way because our way works. It's worked 4,000, it's thousands of times it worked. The second thing is, please, you got to be in the position that you're willing to give us time. This does not work by osmosis. If you're going to partner with us and your big ambition in life is to make sure that you drink more beer today than yesterday, and then you want to showcase that on social media, we're probably not going to be a good fit. I'm looking for people that like are serious about dreams and goals and accomplishing them. Only way to do that is you got to put effort in. So we want minimum of 2 to 5 hours a week of your time. Looking for partners that want to do multiple deals. Okay. Love partners that want to do multiple deals. No problem if you want to do a deal in the next couple of years. Probably not a good fit. As you could see, I'm intense. I'm serious. I'm very committed to what I do. And so is everybody on the team here. So if your only ambition is to flip a deal in the next couple of years, probably not a great fit for us. We're looking for people that want to do 2, 3, 4 deals at a time. That way our financial numbers work out beautifully and all that. Mentality is also very important to us. If you find yourself to be a victim of everything, like everything is everyone else's fault, you're the wrong this, you live in the wrong that, you're the blah blah, you're just a victim of everything. This is not going to work. As you could tell, I don't like people like that. I mean, maybe you can't tell, but I'll tell you. I'm not looking for people that have a victimhood attitude. But what we are looking for is like this. If this defines you, then we got a pretty good shot. You're that individual that you could clearly define your dreams and goal. Like I said, what's the goal? What's the ambition of life? Forget this business. What's the goal? You could clearly tell me, like, Pete, this is it. This is what it looks like. Like for me, the reason I got to be to the level I have is because I got kids. I got 5 kids. Yes, 5 kids. Used to make fun of people like me. Now I am people like me. So now I encourage it. So I got 5 kids. And my big dream and goal was always to become a participating father. Like I wanted to participate in my kids' lives. That's what drove me. And I have been able to. What makes my 5 kids really, really unique is their ages. All the way from in the 27s, all the way down to 3 years old. And so my 20-somethings, I got 3 of those, and I got a 3 and a 4-year-old. My 20-somethings could tell you if they were here today that I was there. I was there. I was at their games. I was at their practices. I was at their plays. I was at their trips. I was at their conferences. But I was always there at the low points in life. And for those of you that are parents here, it's not always highs with kids. There's lows. And so I was always there supporting, like my daughter, perfect example, my oldest one. Literally, see if I could find it. But she calls me this morning and the conversation goes something like this. Like, Dad, you're not going to believe it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you're pregnant. You're getting married. I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, no, I'm getting a real estate license. Now, the interesting fact is none of my kids have anything to do with real estate. Nothing. They don't want to do anything in real estate. But if you ever met my kids, like you'll know they're my kids. Like they kind of have a way around them the way I do. But they're none of them in real estate. And so it's really cool to be able to get a call from your grown-up daughter and say, this is my goal, this is my ambition. And Dad, can you kind of point me in the right direction? And that's really cool. That's the definition of what drove me in this business. But going back to what I was saying, so what we're looking for is that person that could say, that's it. That's my dream and goal. It's my wife, it's my husband, it's my kids, it's the financial side, it's that whatever it is. It's the material stuff. I don't care what it is. But Pete, between me and this dreams and goals is this freaking wall. And this wall is constantly in the way. And I feel like at my age, I'm crawling over that wall and I fall down. I try to get around that wall and I can't get around it. But I see him, but I got to be able to get through that wall. And Pete, if what you're telling me is there's a chance to get through that wall with you, I'll walk through that freaking wall. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That's the attitude. So anyway, so those are the 3 pieces. That's the definition of what we're looking for. As Julie started out and said today, and Julie and I met 15 years ago. Initially, Julie really, I was already pretty heavily involved in the industry, and she's obviously my partner now, owns the company with me. But the bottom line is, Julie's the perfect definition of who I'm looking for. I mean, many times people say, "Well, Pete, yeah, we got here because of you," but I'm here because of Julie now. People used to fly in and see me in Atlanta, and they'd be driving to the airport, and I'd get this text. Wow, how'd you find Julie? Wow, unbelievable. It's like, wait, you flew in to see me. But Julie's a definition and epitome of the individual that I'm looking for. And Julie is me in essence. Like when you're getting me, you're getting Julie. Julie has a just like I have a very defined role in helping our partners, Julie has a very defined role in helping the partners. And probably some of your questions will bring some of that stuff out. But anyway, so let's flip it over. Mr. Christopher, you've been patiently waiting. You're first. Questions, if something's still not clear, but I want to help you. We want to help you make a decision right now. Look, if this is not for you, no problem. No problem. But if this is for you, let's go. Chris, thanks for being here. You're muted. I know you're driving, but bottom left-hand corner. There you go. You're good. Yes, sir. Thanks for being here.
I was wondering, once I get involved in everything, I know you say the first deal is covered. You guys cover everything on top of that. After that, once I start making a profit, is it still covered from then on, or I put a percentage in, or?
I'm not following you. When you say your first deal covers what?
Oh no, I mean, you say you cover the whole deal, like just fine.
Oh yeah, no. We don't want person to just do one deal. No, I have right now. I just got off the phone about an hour ago with Preston Moore. Preston's an Alabama dude. He already had 100 deals done before he started with me. So not only newbies, but I have investors, partners that start with me that have 400 deals they did before they start, because I help people like that scale. Anyway, my point is, with Preston, we have 9 deals going on. I want partners that want to do multiple deals. So no, we do not want partners that just want to do every once in a blue moon a deal here and there. I mean, you can go work at McDonald's and make probably enough money to do that. We're looking for serious people. So yeah, Chris, to answer your question, no, it's not like we just got you on your first deal, then everything starts over. No. Once you start with us, we want you to do as many deals as you want to do.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Perfect. Who are you talking to on our team, Chris?
I was talking, man, what is her name? She's on a Zoom now.
It's probably
Sandra.
Sandra.
Sandra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Julie.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Well, did today help you make a decision, in or out?
Am I in and out? In.
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah.
You're in?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. All right, well then, what are we doing, Roland? There's a link that Roland will drop right now inside chat. Chris, I think you stopped. Good, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Fill out that link. That'll get Sandy activated. Let's talk, have, another conversation offline, and let's get started.
All right.
Okay, looking forward to it. Or we'll just have Sandy call you. I don't even see Sandy, but if she's on here, then she'll touch base with you.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Okay, she saw you, Chris. Looking forward to it. I'll remember you. You're the guy like me. You drive my team always gets so mad at me because 99% of the time when I'm talking, I'm driving. I'm like you. I can't sit still.
He's asking questions, and I'm like, I have an entire spreadsheet for this.
I'm like, I can't see. I can't see in my phone. All right. Chris, any other questions?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here. iPhone.
Am I the only one on an iPhone? Or
yes. Well, believe it or not, yes.
Well.
This is you're the only one today that says iPhone.
Well, okay. I have you beat, by the way. I have 6 kids.
Let me tell you something. That is a rare occurrence. What's your name, sir?
Brady. I talked to you on the last conference.
Okay. It is very rare that somebody has more kids than me. And so I congratulate you.
Yeah. It wasn't always by choice or whatever, but I'm
Well,
happy to have
Is
six.
it ever?
I
I
don't
can
know.
tell you stories. Let
It
me tell you
seems
something,
like
Brady.
the
I can tell you
most
stories.
irresponsible people have the most kids. So my parents were like, not another kid. You can't do that. Too much problems wrong with
Yeah.
you. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Well, Brady, the funny thing is not the
But
funny, but my wife will every once in a while tell me again, like, I think I'm ready for another baby, and like, I'm like, babe, this is like we got, we're no, this
seriously,
is seriously like
No.
this is like seriously, but
it's probably enough.
yeah, I
Six is
think and plus we got all the ages, we got them in the 20s all the way down to, I don't even know what a 3 and a 4-year-old called. It's not a baby anymore, but it's not a
no.
teen. I don't know what that age is called, but we got them all over
Yeah,
the place. Well, I'm
I
glad
love
you're here.
that 2-year-old. But so
I'm glad
my
you're here,
my
Brady.
only question is like, so like with flipping, right? I take a lot of like passion and pride in the design and my crew.
Mhm.
But my I guess my competitive edge is the crew, like my subs and how I've negotiated pricing down with them. And, I've used them over and over again. And so my question to you is like, how do you guys go about vetting contractors in every other area? And how do you get that competitive edge out of a contractor that charges, you know, ridiculous amounts of money to get a job done? Or do you have subs that you guys contract with? Like, I'm very curious on how you pull that one off.
Julie?
I would love to answer that. Brady, where are you located?
California.
Where at?
I'm below, or I'm like Tahoe area, San Francisco, northern.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
So, one beautiful thing about working with partners is it would be silly of me not to utilize the resources you have when I'm making a decision.
Okay, so
Does that make sense? So I have crews all over, but see, there's sometimes I have people that don't have any experience whatsoever, or sometimes, like we're closing a deal on Birch Street where the partner lived in California, but the deal was in Arizona.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to utilize the best resources that I have, and I
Do you
don't go into anything without like looking at what my partners have.
so say, I'm just curious, sorry not to interrupt you, but
That's
say
all
you
right.
have a partner that doesn't, or there's a guy out in California, right? He doesn't have a crew, he has no way to install it, he's just finding deals, right? How
Mhm.
do you guys go about, if you don't have somebody to do the work, how do you go about vetting out your contractors so you can find somebody to do his fix and flip?
Okay, so
Like, is there a process? And then also, who does the design? Like, don't you guys
I
you
do.
guys have like, oh, okay, so you have your own, you're like a designer then?
No, I'm not a designer. Sometimes I'll hire individually for the job because here's like some of the issues that I have, Brady, that you're not asking, right?
Yeah.
Design in Georgia is different than the Midwest, which is different than California,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
that's true
different than
too.
Texas, which is different than the East Coast. Okay. So I listen to people. So I'm listening to the agents that are actually going to sell the property. I'm going to look at properties that have sold in that area. And my main thing is I love design, but I love function the most. I always worry about fixing what's wrong before I fix what's ugly. Okay. Because regardless, I want to treat money's way too hard to come by, okay? And people put up almost all the money they have to buy their home. I want it to be something that I would be proud to live in. I want to give somebody a good product, number one, okay? So design is important, but it's not as important to me as the functionality of the home and having good systems. So that's number one. Now, where design comes in is to take it over the edge. You know what I mean, Brady? Like doing that one cool, thing that matters. Believe it or not, I talk back and forth with my partner. Like if I was working with somebody like you, is he still here? Oh, he changed his name.
Yeah, I'm still here. You mean
So
me?
yeah. So if I'm working with
Yeah.
you, you and I are looking at this property together and we're deciding what to do. Now, Brady, if you told me, well, let's paint the whole entire house purple on the inside, I'm gonna be like, Brady, no, we ain't going that far. You know what I mean? But there's
Yeah.
a lot of back and forth. When it's in an area that I don't currently have deals, it's a little bit harder. But I've done this thousands of times. I know how to vet contractors, and it's not done until you actually have a deal to talk about. I'm
So
not
my so I started a window company, right? To give me
okay.
because I was going through windows like crazy on flips.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started sourcing a lot of materials just to give myself a competitive edge. Because to be honest, I'm probably the worst at finding good high margin deals. I do get a lot of margin out of my deals, but it's only because of the other stuff, right? The subs I've negotiated, and a lot of the materials I'm sourcing direct, um, stuff like that. So I still make really good margin on my houses. But I'm just curious, like, do you guys just buy all your stuff from Home Depot? Do you just leave that up to the contractor?
I
Do you
don't leave.
guys
It depends on the
have
deal, depends on the price point.
because you guys could really get competitive, right, on product. Like, for example, I've found that there's really 5 different types of wood flooring that everyone loves. And I've been buying that in huge quantities because it's really, so like, like I'm getting like an engineered hardwood for like $2 a square foot, right?
Yeah. So I definitely know where you're
You,
going
you
with
know what
it,
I'm saying? Like
but I don't own a construction company. So for me, I'm not
you
gonna
just leave it up to
I'm not gonna
contractor.
no, I don't leave it up to the contractor, but I'm not gonna step over a dollar to pick up a penny.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Okay. Because time is money as well.
Yeah, that is a
Right.
good
So
point.
I don't want to save $1,000 and it take me 2 weeks longer or have to open an entirely separate company to organize everything.
So you guys just stick with well, my background is in sourcing. So like, naturally
Yeah.
it's
But I mean, I
where I
definitely
go.
get
But
what you're going, but every deal's different. Home Depot
yeah,
is perfect for a lot of deals. A lot of deals it's not. You know what I'm saying? LVP is good in a lot of houses, whereas some houses you have to have engineered hardwood. It all
yeah,
depends on
higher
what
end.
the
Yeah.
after repair value. If I need engineered hardware and hardwood floors in a house, I'm not going to put LVP in. But
Yeah.
that's not
Do
a
you
design thing. That to me, that's a price thing. It's what I don't overdo and I don't underdo, but I pass inspections, and that's the most important thing. Because when you're doing renovations, it nothing matters besides not going over budget. Okay. And what'll get you, and then I'm not just talking to you, Brady. What gets you over budget is when you don't account for the things that make you lose inspections, such as roofs, electrical, plumbing, windows, some of these other things. So those are my main concerns.
well
I,
in California, we're bound by that Title 24, which is pretty strict and WUI compliance and all that. But
every state has something different.
yeah,
California is great with real estate for a lot of stuff. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes Texas is the hardest state to work in sometimes about certain things. Some places have wood destroying organisms, some places don't. You know what I mean? It's unfortunately you just learn from mistakes, and that's how we've learned. But again, I mean, and I'm going to move on to the next question, Brady. But if I have a partner like you that has that type of experience, this is not a dictatorship where I sit over here and make all the decisions. I want the feedback from the person I'm working with. I want to use their resources because we're stronger together than apart.
okay, that makes sense. Okay. I was just curious how you guys do that on scale because
It's harder than you would
I've
imagine,
done them
Brady.
remotely and it's really tough to find good
It is.
contractors.
It is. But
Yeah, and a lot of them suck.
also know how
But
to make sure people get paid correctly too, so that I'm not under the water.
oh yeah, that's a big problem too to
And
make sure they're not.
that's a whole conversation in itself. but that's how not to
Okay.
get there. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry to take up so much time.
No,
So-
great. Would love to talk to you on a deal, because this is my favorite thing. Jeffrey Siegel.
Unmute there, buddy.
Bottom left. You about got it. Just
Okay,
press.
there we go.
There we
My
go.
phone, the screens that come up on my phone are very bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm a first-time investor in Chicago who should have bought stuff years ago but didn't. And looking at how best to get involved. I'm a member of a Chicago RIA group here, trying to up my knowledge of what I need to do. Are you only interested in funding fix and flips, or do you buy and hold and share rental income with your partners?
So almost everything we do is a quick turn. Okay. So our acquisition strategies are different for our fix and flip than normal, meaning we could do creative financing, we could do land, we can do cash buying of properties, but we're going to be quick selling them on the back end as far as that goes. Because to be frank with you, Jeffrey, it's not very enticing for us to split a couple $100 a month with somebody on a rental house. You know what I mean? And the logistics of something like that, as far as long-term accounting, is not worth it. But I will tell you, I loved when you said you're in Chicago, because Illinois has a very unfair advantage to about 49 other states in America right now.
Which is?
Which is that Illinois passed a law 3 years ago dictating that only an investor can only assign one property a year. Okay.
Right.
Which means in assignments, when you assign your equitable interest from your contract to another buyer. Okay. So essentially, when you're wholesaling, you're selling your equitable interest, not the house. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
The only way that is possible in the state of Illinois is if you buy it and then actually resell it. So the reason you have an unfair advantage, Jeffrey, is the fact that you lost a lot of competition, and you should be all over that like wild rice.
I'm sorry. Can you back up? Julia said the only advantage is if you buy it and then resell it. So you're not assigning it, is what you just said.
You're not assigning it, yes. But see, that's
Right.
where somebody like us comes in. So not only can you do fix and flips with us, but all of the, like some of these deals where you could buy it and then we could relist the property. Like there's still lots of buyers and income producing buyers in Illinois. We've done hundreds of deals in Chicago, by the way. Love the city. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like outside looking in, I wish I lived in Illinois. If I wasn't so southern, I would. Just because, like, a lot of the competition's gone, dude. Like you should be racking up.
Mm-hmm. And then I also have been looking at tax deed investing. Now in Illinois, we have tax liens. In Indiana next door, they have tax deeds.
Okay, so that you have tax liens everywhere. So a lien is placed on the property prior to, it's like an encumbrance, right?
Right.
It's an actual lien. You're talking about buying tax deeds, which the problem with those, which is nothing wrong with any of these strategies, we just don't do them, is your right of redemption period. That may be a year, maybe 2, maybe 3 years, where we want to create income today.
Right.
There's nothing
okay.
wrong with those strategies. It's just that I'll tell you, with all those strategies you said, without capital, it's hard to do any of them. That's too where flipping comes in, is because even if you want to do all those other things, this is the strategies that it takes to have the money to do those. Like the house I'm living in, I bought this creative financing just as a vacation home. If I didn't make money on flips, I couldn't have done a creative financing deal to buy this house. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Did I even answer your question, Jeffrey? Because I'll tell you, I am a talker.
Well, yeah, sort of. What I was asking is, do you invest in tax deeds? You said no because of the redemption period. Although Indiana, it's only a 3-month turn. But that was the question. So
Yeah, and Georgia, it's 3 years, and I don't want to sit on something that long. You know what I mean?
in Illinois, it's 2.5 years. So, and that's the lien, not a deed. So still have to go to deed. All righty. All right. Sounds good. Thanks. I'll be
You
talking to Roland.
okay,
Thanks.
Victoria?
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy to be able to join this and actually speak to both you and Peter today. I've been on several of the calls so far, admittedly.
Well, I'm glad
Um,
I'm glad you're here with your pearls on. They look great.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Look your best, feel your best, hopefully close the best deals, right?
Uh-huh.
So I have a couple of questions. So I have a background in international transportation. I would love to do real estate full time. I actually got my license a couple years ago. Um, and I've spent, well, coming up on a couple years, and I've spent a lot of my time um, on trying to break into the investor market, but also, I guess, going at it on my own, essentially, which is a big part of the reason why I started looking into partner driven.
Mhm.
Because admittedly, I've lived some of like the worst financial years of my life trying to go into business on my own. Um, and so doing the research, trying to understand this why partner driven is so I guess, attractive to me.
Mhm.
So, as a real estate agent over the last couple of years and kind of just sitting back and looking and learning and taking in as much info as I can, there's a couple of things that I have found that I'm trying to figure out if it's a way to bridge with partner driven, just so I can continue to understand what the opportunity might look like for me. So I'm hoping you can help me with that. Um,
Okay. What is
so
that?
so first and foremost, there have been homes that I've come across over the years that were, sorry, I just got a call, I just declined it. That they were on the market, they came off the market, and they haven't sold since they've been on the market. And there are a couple of reasons why I think myself they didn't sell. However, I would like to revisit those deals since they're off market. Is that something that your systems would be able to help us or help me to get in touch with the owners? Because I don't have any, I know the addresses, I just don't have their information
Yes.
to get
So
that conversation started.
we could show you that, but I'll tell you how to do that now.
Okay.
Just go to a website like PropStream, go to Deal Machine, Deal Driven, put their address in and pay for a skip trace. It's about 33 cents.
Oh,
So even without
cool.
us, girl, you got that part's no problem.
Okay.
Okay. What we can
Awesome.
do is as soon as you talk to them, all you got to do is request a contract from us. You go get that contract signed. Okay. And we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to help get that deal to the actual closing table. Because Peter,
Amazing.
we all have our different ways. I am very black and white. I will say this too. Another reason why we want partners is I have dreams and goals for myself. This is how we make money. If you don't do
Yeah,
deals, I don't make money either. So, so when you request a contract and we're in the middle of working these deals, I want them to close. That's why Peter's talked about like the real reason, and he may not say it, the real reason we open up all these strategies is to give all these different options to make money without having
yeah,
to join 8 different programs to learn how to do this thing and this thing, this thing, and this thing. You know what I mean? This
I
whole
do actually.
business is
That's one of the
all
reasons
about
why.
finding deals. That's what this business
So,
is. If you can find deals, then you'll be successful. But Victoria, somebody like you, we would be able to help you a lot. We have daily training calls. You can get on live. If you're doing international transportation, your negotiation skills are probably unparalleled.
well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've been
Yeah,
in some
girl, I
very
see
tough
that. I see that
negotiations.
that confidence that you come off with as soon as you start talking, I already know. So,
Oh, thank you.
which is
Thank you.
amazing.
Appreciate that. Thank you. The other question that I have, so sorry, I'm reading through my list. I didn't want to forget and then like waste your time. Let's see here. For pocket deals, because I'm a part of a lot of real estate networking groups, trying to ask those questions about large wholesale deals, who has stuff that's off the market. Um, my question is, right, because I find that when some of the agents have an off-market deal, New Jersey's a very hot market for on-market deals in certain areas. And real estate agents know that. So I think when, for instance, I'm talking with an agent about, well, two different agents about two different off-market properties, they come and they're just like, well, we want X amount of dollars for it, right? That's when it comes to requesting the contract, knowing, let's say they wanted, for not even hypothetical, they're looking for 615 for the house, right? Do I go in and submit, like I go in, I put the property information, the details and all of that, because I know that there's going to be some negotiation that happens after that. Just a general assumption that that's exactly what's going to happen. So in that case, what would the next step look like?
Peter, do you want me to answer that or do you want to answer that?
Well, the first thing I want to say, and I know people don't, no opportunity for a house that didn't sell. I know Julie's being nice and telling you this. That's absolutely 100% wrong way of doing it. Wholesale deals, 100% wrong way of doing it. So I'm going to tell you something that I know you don't want to hear, and I know Julie likes to soften the blow. You're going about it totally the wrong way. So the first thing we were going to do is we're going to reamp you and put you in a position where you could actually find deals. Okay? By the way, Victoria, 99% of our training is about finding deals. We're never going to train you on paint colors. We're not going to train you on raising money. We got all that. We're not going to train you on how to find a realtor. We got all that in place. But what we are going to train you is how to find the right deals. Right now, you're just looking in a totally wrong direction. Just there's no deals in where you're looking for. Just to give you an idea, there's only one reason a home in MLS doesn't sell. It's price. Got nothing to do with nothing you're thinking about. It's price. And if it didn't sell there, there's a reason it didn't sell. And it means even at the retail level, that thing was too high. We're not looking at the retail level. We're looking at a investor level. So that's not how you go about it. Looking for wholesale deals, total waste of time. So that's the first thing I'll tell you. But we got you. If you're serious about being, and here's the other thing I'll tell all you guys. If you ever want to waste time in life, real estate's a great business to do it in. Like real estate is a business you could stay busy 24/7. And you're like, my God, I'm working my ass off and have zero to show for it. Like, this is a perfect business for that. Because there's all these kind of, you think but if you know how to do this the right way, you don't even need to spend an inordinate amount of time. You just got to spend the right time doing the right stuff. And so we'll get you, and I'm not sure what your seriousness level is, but if you're serious, Victoria, we got you. I promise you. What I do like about you is you're a hustler and you're a worker. And I love hustlers because I'm a hustler. That's what I am. I mean, I will outwork anybody. I might not be the sharpest guy, but I will never, never, never let anyone outwork me because my 5 kids, that's what they meant to me. When I realized this business can get me what I want with my 5 kids, I was unstoppable. And I see that in you. So you got all the upside in the world. So we'll get all that taken care of. In terms of your question, I think you're asking how the contract works. Well, you literally have your own dashboard. You go to the dashboard, like you said, you put the address in, you put whatever price in, whatever you got to put in there. Our team will kick it out. They'll kick it out to you. They'll kick it out to the seller. And we'll actually be involved with you all the way even before this process and through that process to get that contract signed, worked on, and then we really jump in. Once it's signed, that's when I actually get involved. I get involved in every deal, and we drive it to closing all the way through. But yeah, before it's literally with us, it's just literally plug and play for how to get contracts and all that kind of stuff. It's a beautifully designed system, well set up, very intuitive. And by the way, we teach everybody how to use our system. We don't just teach people how to be successful in real estate. initially when someone starts with us, we walk you through we take you through, we have a whole onboarding team. Here's how you get a contract. Here's how you access training. Victoria, at 9 o'clock, you got something going on. You need somebody. Here's how you get a hold of that. You know what I mean? We're like, I hate to say it because my team hates for me to say this, but we're like 24/7. We're very serious about helping our partners, and we'll take you through a whole process to show you how to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
You
the
got the
last
biggest
question
thing
that I
going
have.
for you. You got the biggest thing going for you, Victoria. You're a hustler, and I could see you're determined, and I could see you want this. That's all I give a crap about. The fact that you're doing this the wrong way is irrelevant to me. I'm only telling you this that if you don't decide to partner with us, you got to have a serious conversation with yourself. Even if you want to stay in this thing, but what you're doing is not how you do this business. But I love the attitude. I love the hustle. I could take someone like you and get you set up the right way, and you'll be shocked what your capabilities and the hustle can do for you. You'll be shocked. I could tell you this. I look for people like you. Like people ask, when I say I have that stereotype, you fit the stereotype. I like that. So anyway, you have another question.
Thank you. Um, I do. I'm a little hesitant to ask, but I'm gonna do it.
Don't worry, I'm not going to blow you out of the
Um,
water. I'm not going to blow you
okay.
out of the water. If I wanted to, I could have blown Brady out of the water. Let me give you an example why could have Brady's gone. Too bad because I want him to hear. Brady spent 10 minutes asking Julie a question about rehabs. And he literally said something in 10 minutes that he should have spent 10 seconds. He spent 10 minutes asking about rehabs and saving money on freaking Tylenol, tile. And he said something in 10 seconds that should have spent all his time. He said, but I'm not that good at finding deals. It is irrelevant saving $1,000 on tile. It's all about being able to find a good deal. You make money on finding good deals.
Well, Brady was
Brady,
selling you guys. That's why he
Brady
was
could have been
asking
shocked.
questions.
I don't even know how to do a rehabs. I don't know how to do $1,000 rehab. You put me in a home, say this needs $1,000 for work, I wouldn't know how to do it. My dad taught me, my dad, who is a world-renowned engineer, this is how he raised me. He said, Pete, when you were growing up, other engineers would make fun of my dad because they would say, oh, but my son can change the oil in his car, and my son could change the blah, blah, blah. And my dad said, yeah, and my son can't. Because if I want him to be a car mechanic or an oil changer, I would teach him how to change oil. I want my son to work with his head. I never understood what he meant till I got older. So to this day, I don't know anything about rehabs. That conversation, when Brady started talking about it, I looked at Julie right away. I said, Julie, you take it. It's a worthless conversation. Now I get it. He's a construction guy. He wanted to hear. Who cares? Nobody ever made a lot of money by being a great contractor. Doesn't exist. I don't see contractors living in mansions. It's all about being on the front end, being the investor. And it's all about being able to find the right deals. Because what I could teach you is I don't know how to save $1,000 on a tile. But you know what I could do, Victoria? I know how to drop a price 10, 20, 30, 50% from an asking price. I know how to do that. And when I could teach you that, that's a skill set worthy. Saving $1,000 on a on tile, worthless. 20, 30, 40, 50% price drop on a price, priceless. So anyway,
Yeah.
don't be afraid. I'll promise you, even if it's a bad question, I'll let Julie answer it. I will no longer be, I'll go ahead, fire away.
Well, if you shoot me some sharp eyes, then I'll know it's a bad question.
No, 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 no. I'm
So
flipping it to Julie. That's how you'll know.
um, so obviously MLS deals, I've been on the calls. I know that they're not what we're looking for at Partner Driven. But if I've identified a deal where I would be the end buyer, after a sort of fix and flip situation, is that something that I could bring to you guys?
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if you buy it. I mean, if what you're saying is you want to buy something, sure.
Okay.
Is that what you're
All right.
asking? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We
essentially.
had partners sell us deals, by the way, and we've had partners
Mm-hmm.
buy deals. So yeah, if that's what you're asking, that's no problem.
Okay. Um,
But you knew
and
there's gonna be a but, right?
Of course, yeah. There's no
It's not going to come off MLS. And it's not because we don't do MLS deals. Of course, I would do MLS deals. They're the easiest ones to find. That's why people like yourself gravitate towards them because they're easy. That's the only reason you're gravitating towards them. The reason savvy investors like me stay away from them, there's no opportunity there. And I can give you a 6-hour dissertation, but I'll condense it to 10 seconds. You can't compete with MLS, Zillow, Facebook Marketplace, all the places, a wholesaler, all the places you're looking for deals. Only reason beginners do that is because it's easy. It's easy. But there's no deals there because you're competing with technology there. Right now, there's bots, there's technology, there's AI. When something hits MLS within a tenth of a second, bots from freaking China that are looking for deals see it. So by the time a realtor brings it to you, it says, Victoria, I got this unbelievable deal. What they're saying is, Victoria, you're my paycheck, and I hope you buy this. There's no opportunity. You can't beat a bot. You can't beat you can't beat technology. You can't beat AI. So that's and I by the way, that's a 10-second version. I could blow it out into 6-hour dissertation. But there's no opportunities there. There's no opportunities at MLS level, at Zillow level, at Facebook Marketplace level, at Craigslist from the local wholesaler because you're 30 other things you're competing with. I'm not going to get into that. But the top thing you're competing with is AI and technology. You can't beat it. They've already screened it, looked at it, and they see it 10 times more sophisticated than you could ever see it. And so by the time you're looking at it, people like me, we've already passed on it and it's done. So take that not as a criticism, take that as a learning. That's valuable information I just gave you.
Yeah, no, it is. All right, cool. Thank you. That's all my questions. Sorry.
All right. Are you okay?
Questions?
I am, yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure you're okay. By the way, I'm the same way with my partners. Some partners hate me, but I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to help you. I could sit here and tell you what you want to hear, but if I told you what you want to hear, that means I wouldn't give a crap about you. I do care about you. And how you know I care about you is I'm willing to give you money to do deals, and nobody else will. So I'm never going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you straight facts. This is why we have the success that we do. So people, I take what I do very seriously. But that's why I like people like you, not because you're doing the wrong stuff. That's irrelevant. I did the wrong stuff. I was homeless when I got started in this thing. Lived out of the backseat of my car. So because I did all the wrong stuff. I'm the king of doing the wrong stuff. But at a point in time, I became the most coachable individual you've ever met. And so that coachability, that humbleness to say, okay, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it with this guy and he's got the credentials he's got, I'm going to be coachable. Coachability is a huge pillar of success. Just every successful person I know and people that I don't even know that I just studied, the one thing they all possess, they were all coachable and remain coachable. So, and I feel like you got that in you. You know what I mean? You got that in you. And so if you end up partnering with us, you're going to be a success story. You watch.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate your time. You and Julie. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right, what else do we have? Or who else do we have? Anybody else? Any stragglers? Take yourself off mute.
Hey, Tracy. Glad you're here. Any questions? Now would be a good time.
Thank you. Yes, I do. Amarillo, Texas is where I live, and the market is not like the rest of the nation. The median, I believe, is about 169K right now, and that concerns me. I mean, how can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, I mean, the medium home price, that's in a lot of areas. I wouldn't say Amarillo is any different than anywhere else. I mean, there's places in Indiana where the medium home price is 120 or it's 400,000, but it's people buy houses in Amarillo all the time.
Sure, I'm just when you're splitting profits, and I was just wanting to make sure that was something that
I would say it's more, instead of looking at profit amounts, I would look at margins.
Right.
So everything's more based off margins. And it's so funny. Right. I just wrote an email today that talked about the fact that base hits win ball games, not home runs.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
when you're in Amarillo, Texas, you're going to have a lot of base hits, but you're just stacking up three hitters to the plate to hit a grand slam.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I
Right.
believe the last deal we did with can't think of her name, we split $50,000 not far from Amarillo on a deal, by the way, that we didn't even do anything with. We didn't even flip
Wow.
it. We bought it and sold it as is.
Love it.
What's her name? She's been with us a long time in Texas.
Deborah
Cox.
Cotton.
Deborah.
Cotton.
See how much Julie loves her partners?
Come on
Deborah
now.
Cotton.
Okay. Okay. So that's not a deterrent.
Absolutely not.
And by
Okay.
the way, Tracy, to expand on what Julie just said about Deborah, I
Yes.
just got a text from Mary, who closes all our deals. We're buying, she lives in Texas, and we're buying with her two land lots next Wednesday in Ohio. That's the other cool thing
Okay.
about what we do is we have infrastructure all
Right.
over the United States. We have partners that have never, ever, ever, ever done a deal where they live, city, county, or even state. They've done deals everywhere else, but never where they live.
I
So,
like it.
yeah, absolutely. No. And by the way, not to again, because everyone's like, he's picking on everybody. Real estate is not a market driven business. I know that sells seminar tickets, but real estate has nothing to do with being a market driven business. Nothing. And you're in a car, how I'll prove it to you. When we're done, push the accelerator, go to a quarter of a mile and stop, and you're already in a different market. You're already in an area with different prices, different people, and different everything. How can you possibly say I live in a city and this city is good or bad? Because within that
Mhm.
city, everything changes a quarter mile. That's how real
Well,
estate is across the United States.
I
So
do want to say this, that I live in Amarillo, but I cover the whole Texas Panhandle. And Amarillo is the best market around. So all the outlying cities are way below 169. So that was one of my big concerns. So I'm glad to hear
don't
that.
let it be a concern. Done hundreds of deals all over Texas. There is no good or there is no bad. I promise you.
Have
Okay,
you
well,
done anything in the Texas Panhandle?
Done
mhm.
them everywhere. Done 4,000 of them. I couldn't give you address of every deal I've done, but I know how to look at a market like that. I know how to interpret market. I don't need to have been done deals there. I just need to have a deal there, and I'll know how to interpret it and how to put it together.
Okay.
So not an issue at
Okay.
all.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Look, who are you talking to, Trace?
Sean.
Okay. I don't think Sean's here. Or maybe he is, but we'll make sure Sean touch. Oh, there he is. We'll make sure
I was
Sean
gonna say
touches
he's right
base.
there.
No, no, yeah, yep. I didn't see his camera. But anyway, yeah, we'll let's go do some stuff together. Let me prove to you what I
Okay.
said is right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. All right, love it. So this is what I don't understand. This whole conversation started with you, Julie, and the lovely, was it the Gelts?
Hmm.
And they're the only ones who haven't asked the question. And they started saying, "Oh, Julie, I follow you all over the place." And now that they had time to ask a question, they're the only ones who haven't asked the question. So what's up with that?
All right, we're ready. We're ready to ask a question.
All right, let's go. Here's Julie right here.
So you say that you work harder than anyone else, but this guy does too. So I want to see the.
I want to work with Peter.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
and
excited to see it.
I tell you why I said that. When I started in this business, I did what so few people do. I was as excited as everybody, but most people ease into this business. Like most people think about this business for 10 years before they even do anything. I
True.
did the opposite. I jumped in, and within a month, I bought six properties. Um, and I did it all the wrong ways. And 6 months later, I had lost, not borrowed, but lost my own money, $500,000. 2 months later, I lost $250,000 of Mr. and Mrs. Visa and MasterCard's money. And right around that time, I hit the back seat of my car and pretty much was out of everything. And so I had no other options. My back was against the wall. My back was against the wall. And for the next 3 years, I worked for nothing in this, like zero. Like I'm not proud to say it, but for that 3 years, because I was over $750,000 in credit card debt, and just in debt. Forget credit, just debt to everybody, not just credit cards. And so those 3 years, every money I made, it was had to be gotten to someone else. And so when I looked at my first 3 years, I could have flipped burgers at McDonald's. And people say, well, you must have learned a lot. No, when you're losing, you're not learning. Only thing you're doing when you're losing is learning what not to do, but you sure as hell not necessarily learning what to do. But what happened in those first 3 years, I got tough as nails, tough as nails. So when you take a work ethic like Tim, I sounds like you have, and you got a strong work ethic, and you become tough as nails, you become unstoppable, like unstoppable. Especially in a business like real estate. Like if we were performing brain surgery, that'd be different. Like I couldn't do it. I don't care how tough I was. I'm just too stupid for it. But real estate, we don't. People like overcomplicate this thing. We're not performing brain surgery. We're not saving lives. We're not like solving Middle East, wars here. We're freaking doing real estate. Come on, dumb it down.
That's
You know what I
probably
mean?
what we're doing. I'm sorry.
No. Well, no. But my whole point is that as long as you're tough, and as long as is what you guys are telling me, you don't mind working, you got a home here. I promise you, you got a home here. I don't complicate things. I dumb everything down. You just go. You be coachable. You go implement, and your lives are about to change. Simple as that.
Well, we've been bird dogging. We've been trying just to build kind of a pot because we've been wanting to save up some money to buy our own investment property. So we've been bird dogging, trying to find deals for other buyers. And it's been really difficult because of what you said, the buy box. It's just such a small buy box, and everyone says it's too high, it's too much money. And we're figuring out the numbers. We're sending incredible emails, giving investors all the information they need. And we were doing like 60, 70 deals to investors like in 90 days. And all of them got turned down.
We're getting 60 to 70 deals signed directly with a seller.
Well, we were finding them and then like doing the math and stuff like that, and then trying to send them to buyers so that they would buy them.
Okay. Gotcha.
No one was interested in them. So we've been turned down like 60, 70 times, and we're still going at it. But like you said, we're probably doing it the wrong way. We're spinning our wheels. And so that's why we're here today too, because we don't want to spin our wheels anymore. Like we want to be in control of what we're doing.
Well, you're absolutely right. The best thing about you is not that you found 60 wrong deals. No, seriously, the best thing about you is you put the effort in.
No joke.
And if you give me that kind of effort, and now coupled with what I've done and what we've done here, and you do it the right way, it's lights out.
Yeah.
It's lights out. I mean, it's not, again, because what we're doing is not rocket science. I always have to dumb this whole thing down. People like, you know what I mean? No, we're not. We're just doing deals. And as long as you are coachable and you're willing to follow instructions, we're just going to take your already existing effort in the wrong direction. Possibly, I don't even know, but let's say it is in the wrong direction. And we're going to put it in the right direction, in a direction you guys probably don't even know exists. And then you guys are going to be like, okay, now we get it. Now we get it. Then the light bulbs go off and all that kind of stuff. It's exactly how we do it.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing the wholesale thing, the off-market thing, the Facebook, post type thing, which is, as you said, all the wrong things. So we're like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Well, see, that's what they're the wrong things for the reasons you're doing them.
Right.
You see what I mean? The reason they're the wrong things is because every other person is doing it.
Right.
You see what I mean? You can't compete. You can't compete in an area where everybody else is doing it.
Yes.
But when you're doing it with someone like myself and our team, we take you away from where every Tom, Dick, and Harry that just went to a seminar is in technology and AI and everything else. And by the way, where all the sharks are that are looking for people like you to take advantage of. Right. Which is how I ended up in the backseat of my car, because I was a paycheck to everybody for about 6 months till I ran out of money. That's all that happens. People think, oh, gosh, these incredible people are helping you. No, they're not. They're not helping you. They're playing you. I hate to say it. They're playing you.
Yeah.
And how do you know you could trust someone like you're just meeting on Zoom? Because I'm going to do the one thing none of them will do. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to give you the money to do deals. That's the glue that holds all this stuff together.
Yeah,
that's
we just want to do deals. We just want to do deals. That's all we want. So,
well, you see the promised land now. Who are you guys talking? Are you guys talking to Julie? Julie, are you guys talking to?
Tiffany.
Tiffany, yeah.
Oh, Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Okay. Well, Tiffany's probably, I'm not sure if she's on here, but we'll roll and make sure.
Absolutely.
So listen, are you guys in or out?
Well, I mean, the thing that holds us back is the money part, the initial investment. That's the part that is hard for us
Hard for
Well,
you? What does that mean, hard for you?
to come up with. Because we're
Because you don't have it, or
yeah,
because you
yeah.
don't want to do it?
No, we want to do it, and I'm sure we could pay it off quickly, but we don't have it.
Okay, well then, so there's a couple options for that. Number one, well, you're talking to Tiffany already. Hopefully she's giving you a couple options. Guys, go find a second job for a while.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I
we work
mean?
a couple jobs. We already do.
Yeah.
So
Then this should not be a rocket science kind of thing. We're not asking for 50 grand or not even the price of one property that you guys are trying to, out there try to put together.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Think about the time you guys have spent chasing 60. If you would have put into something that just made you 20, $30 an hour. I mean, think about that, you know? The goal is not just to stay busy. I tell that to people all the time. I know this is a great business to do it because this is a business of hope. Every time you look at something, even if it's the wrong thing, you got that hope, and so it's like a drug. You're chasing it.
right.
It gives you adrenaline. You're like, oh, here's another thing.
Yeah.
But you got to learn how to shut that shit down, and you got to get into something that okay, something viable, something that works, and then you got not only hope, you couple that with results, and that's what working with somebody that's got experience is all about. You know what I mean? So Roland could work with Tiffany and figure out a way to make this thing work because you guys are definitely a lovely couple, and we'd love the opportunity to work with you guys.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. We
Yeah.
appreciate your time. This has been really great.
Sure,
We're excited.
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, we'll be sure to connect with you guys. Nathan, is your last name, are you Nathan Laughlin?
Are you talking
Yeah.
to Nicole?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm talking to someone else.
Oh,
But
sorry.
yeah, I got you guys. Thank you.
They're so
Nathan,
excited. Don't leave us.
no,
Don't
I
leave us.
apologize. Yeah. Want to make sure we get to everyone here before we take off. Nathan L, is that Laughlin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Want to make sure I got the right guy. So with Nathan, him and I spoke, Peter and Julie, and currently doing a flip now using hard money lender. And I think you're trying to do slow flips. Is that right, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm doing slow flips where I buy and it's a buy and hold investment
Essentially, yeah.
strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, glad you joined the call.
You guys are
You've
doing.
heard from Peter and Julie already. Any questions before we take off here?
Yeah, I mean, I had some thoughts. I didn't write anything down because I'm at work. I'm working too, but I guess I'm Roland said you guys are you're acquiring houses for at least 70% of ARV, is that right?
No. Mm-mm. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
take one like that, but we do deals at 80 cents ARV, 85 cents ARV, because we have all these different strategies.
Okay.
But yes, we have a strategy for 70 cents, equity also.
Okay. Well, I'm interested, I all my money's tied up in this flip right now. I mean, I've got
And yeah, I mean, that's a lot of our partners are like that. Some of them are in 2 or 3 deals at a time and want to do 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Or, like you are, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off. That way you can scale.
Yeah, I mean, I would like that. I haven't done a lot of deal finding on my own 'cause I work a full-time job. And as far as like trying to reach out to homeowners on my own, I have contacts of a lot of wholesalers that, are bringing me deals all the time, trying to see if I'll
Wait
buy
till you
them.
see some of these lead sources we'll hook you up with, dude, to where the sellers call you directly, man.
Well, yeah, I've got some of that. I've got some
Yeah.
people doing that, but a lot of the times, again, I don't have the funds to move anything. I live in the Oklahoma City area. There was one that was brought to me by a wholesaler a month ago, and they this goes to show you how much they're trying to squeeze out of these. I think they ended up dropping at $50,000 before last I heard. So it would have been a really great deal to flip. It was probably, I think they were wanting like 160. I think the ARV in that area was 300, something like that. So it could have been a really good deal, but I just didn't have the money for it. I don't have the money
Yeah.
I don't have money for one thing at a time right now. And I come across deals and I'd love to be able to just start
Mm-hmm.
churning them. So I'm interested, but I don't have any cash right now. It's all tied up. So it's kind of where I'm at.
We would love to work with you to scale on that. And you know what? Good luck on that, the renovation and your newly acquired rental. Good job
Yeah,
on
I'm hoping I can finish it. I'm scraping here, so thank
that.
you.
It's a rental. They're gonna mess stuff up anyway.
No, I'm not talking about the rental. I'm talking about my flip right now. I've got
Oh,
my my partner. He's partnered with Red Door. Have you heard of them? They're out of
yeah.
Atlanta. That guy that did that. He's a Red Door franchise guy, and he's kind of been helping me a little bit. He hasn't really done much to help me. He helped me get financing on this deal is about all he's done. But I've been doing all the GC stuff myself, running my. Of course, I went through. I lost about $3,500 because of a bad contractor. But because of that, I've got a good contractor. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
wanting to do some more
in
work
the
with this
scheme
guy.
of bad stories, $3,500 is like I
Well,
had somebody the other day say, "Oh, I broke even," and I'm like, "Hallelujah!" Do you know what I mean? Because
mhm.
sometimes that is hallelujah to break even. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm hoping I can make a little bit on this. So we'll
Oh,
see.
you will.
Thanks.
Yeah, Nathan. Well, hey, glad you're here. Glad you got a chance to hear directly from our founders, Peter and Julie. We'll be sure to stay in touch. On that note, I definitely want to make sure we don't take up too much more time here. Last question or two before we hop off. Monique, didn't get a chance to hear from you. Charles and Iowa, you've been here before, and of course, Doug, you've been here a couple different times as well. Hopefully, this is the last call that you need to kind of pull the trigger.
Yeah, this is Charles. I just tuned in this morning for the first time.
Hey, Charles. Yeah,
You know, Charles.
we'll be sure to connect. I know it's been a while since you spoke to us last, so we'll be sure to call you after this.
Okay.
Doug, how you feeling? Um, I know you've been talking with Sandy. You're on mute, Doug. Good. Unmute your line. Bottom left hand. And while we're waiting for you, Monique, any questions, comments before I let Peter and Julie go here? All right. Oh, there you
Are
are.
there so I'm a complete newbie. How frequently do you have to go out to these properties in person and what do you do? Do you go through the property and take photos and send that as well?
Great question.
That depends, Monique. For instance, we have infrastructure all over the United States, and as I mentioned, we have partners, Monique, that never do a deal where they live. They've never literally did a flip with us or whatever strategy we use um, in their town, so they can't physically go there. That's okay. We have a plan for that. If you happen to find your first deal in your backyard, it would be crazy for you not to go there and look at it because when you see something, feel something, touch something, smell something, you'll learn better. You know what I mean? So I actually encourage people to start locally for that reason because locally you can get a grasp and handle it. But then ultimately, do a couple deals, make some money, get comfortable with it, and then you may like, hey, I want to do some deals across the United States. That's totally fine with us. But I do encourage in the beginning locally for that reason. You'll learn it better and quicker and faster, and you'll be a stronger investor for that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Absolutely. You talking to somebody on our team, Miss Monique?
Yes, Sandy?
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Well, hopefully we can do some deals together.
Hey, Doug, why don't you close us out, buddy?
Yeah, I'm learning by listening. Okay. I don't have any questions that would top what others have asked. And I just learn going along, and I'm eager to get involved as soon as I can.
Absolutely. I appreciate you being here. I know you've kind of been through some other programs, if you will. So the fact that you see the value in what Peter and Julie have put together here
Yeah.
definitely says a lot about you. So thanks for being here. Peter, Julie, I'll pass it off to you guys to help close out.
Well, let me just say this. Thank you for being here. I mean, I know it's middle of the day. I know there's other places you guys could have been. It means a lot to me. But it not just means a lot to me. I get excited around people like you guys. Like you know, like when I go to the gym, I get fired up. I get excited about people that are looking to level up in life. So every time I have a chance to get one of these, like I feel like I'm among friends. You guys are the people that are looking to level up, that are looking to go through those brick walls that are between you and your dreams and goals. So when I do these, I myself get fired up. So I want to thank you for that. Um, there's going to be a number of you that we're probably going to end up partnering with. I'm going to leave you with these words that every partner of mine has heard from me for many, many years now when they start with me, because I actually welcome all of my partners individually when they start with me. And these words are this: welcome, welcome to the next chapter for the rest of your life. So I appreciate you being here on behalf of myself, Miss Julie, Roland, and there's a whole team behind us that makes all this possible. I thank you for being here. God bless every single one of you all. I look forward to working with you guys. I look forward to helping you in that next chapter in your life. And I look forward to being at least a small part in your guys' success story. So thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Thanks for being here. Nate, I know we didn't get to you as we were saying bye. Did you have a quick question, or do you want me to set up a time with Peter?
Oh, I was just thinking about, I was curious about how y'all structure deals and if you ever do multifamily type stuff. It's mostly single family. Just had I'd forgotten some of the questions I had, but
Yeah, no
we can,
worries. We'll be sure to talk. Yeah, but bottom line, we're residential for the most part, go up to 4 units. Um,
yeah.
And has Peter done other deals outside of that? Absolutely. But where we're going to start together is residential rehabs, 1 to 4 units, kind of get to know each other, make some money together, and then from there, kind of go off menu, if you will. Um, Case in point, there's one of our partners now who's doing a land deal, building on the land. We typically don't do that. We don't start there. But again, after having done over 10 deals together, kind of following the recipe of success, and then, Peter at the end of the day is a businessman, entrepreneur, same thing with Julie. So if the deal makes sense, bring it to the table. But as far as where we start, it's going to be our formula for quick money, if you will. So residential rehabs, 1 to 4 units. But let's be sure to stay in touch, buddy. Thanks for being here. Everyone else, thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. We look forward to speaking to you again. Bye for now.
Bye.